This feels like walking on eggshells. No, not even that. This feels like walking on dynamite rigged to blow on pressure sensors. One wrong step, kaboom! With that said, Rose. Let's stick to the facts. Rose is the newest character in North America. She was brought over from the game DFO and arrived in Elsword last week after being released around 5 months ago in the Korean servers, and she's the first character in Elsword to have 4 job paths. But enough of those silly facts. I'll admit, I haven't spent a lot of time playing her. Of what I've played though, she does play pretty well. Her movements are pretty snappy and she's responsive and quick. Her resource management isn't difficult and she provides a lot of variety in her combos. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of variety. Rose can actually switch between 4 different guns which all have different effects. Everything from fully automatic to bazooka style one-shots. It actually makes her able to handle a large number of situations. Got a bunch of enemies lined up? The musket will do well for you. Taking on a boss instead? Maybe the non-piercing automatic rounds will serve you better. And if you're concerned that using guns so much will hog your MP, don't be. She gets it back pretty quickly. Quickly enough that I found her melee moves to be almost entirely unnecessary. Her mana combos more than compensate for the MP that they consume, which seems a little OP now that I'm saying it out loud. And in the end, after all is said and done, all I end up using is X combos due to strategic dominance. Now, if you haven't heard of strategic dominance before, it essentially means that if you're given one strategy that always works, like giving a chess king a sniper rifle, well, what damn reason do you have to use anything else? And while Rose's variety in guns does help a bit, it's just a bit of a bore when the only button I ever need to combo with is X. Combos aside, you can't really get past base job with Rose just yet, so all we've got is up to level 20 skills. They're not bad, really. They're pretty fluid and match well with her combos. She also has a unique mechanic with her ECP gauge which fuels some of her skills instead of MP. It regenerates really quickly too, so there's really no worry about ever running out, which is kind of a problem. If you manage to use it all, you get some cool overdrive mode or something. Why do I use the words or something there? Because it's too damn hard for me to empty the thing, so I've never even seen what this over-under drive walk pile driver thingy even is. So, aside from the mundanity of the X button and the fact that she has no skills past level 20 just yet, the gameplay is not all that bad. Then, you ask, why is it like walking on pressure rate dynamite? Well, let's just say that all the good stuff is behind us. There's no more hiding it. I really don't like Rose. I'm sorry, I just don't. And to be honest, don't like is putting it lightly. Most people watching this video are already familiar with my seal rant. If you're not, have a little look-see and it'll put this all in context. Reality exists within Elsword itself, and I'm not talking boring. Now that we've familiarized ourselves with that, let's start again from the beginning with Rose. Since the dawn of time, Elsword has been, well, to be frank, quite buggy. Historically, there's been bugs with Rand not spawning in his arena, serious lag issues that cause game-breaking problems like aiming reticles getting your camera stuck, balance issues, PvP issues, and the list goes on. Some of these many issues have been addressed over time, but a huge amount remains. And to be fair, a handful of these have been addressed in the last few months, but 5 months ago they were very much in full thrust. So, instead of fixing these issues, what did KOG do? Jingle keys in front of our faces like we're toddlers. Ooh, look at Rose! There's no problems with the game, you have Rose! Ooh! So as one might imagine, the reaction was not great. I could also feel the disheartened cries of every single Lucio player hoping for a third job path, which, at the time, seemed to be a complete pipe dream. But that's just other people's reactions, not mine per se. So, let's take a look at Rose herself for a little insight as to why I don't like her, instead of why the Koreans didn't. And still don't. Yeah, it scattered and reduced their player base. A lot. Anywho, before Rose, the character base was at 5 males, 6 females, assuming you count Lou and Seal separately, which, yeah, you can't really do it any other way. Except Seal doesn't really count because... never mind, you saw the rant. So in this gender-locked game, they've now added another female. Having said this, if they were adding an awesome female, I wouldn't be nearly as bummed out as I am, so this isn't even close to the worst offense. Until you notice that the thumbnail for her third job trailer in Korea is... this. Wow, are you freaking kidding me, guys? Okay, I can get Grand Archer's top piece. I can tolerate the slutty Crimson Avenger outfit. I can even deal with the gratuitous lolly pushing of loot. But this, you're not even marketing her, you're marketing her cleavage. And if you think this is somehow some coincidence, I'm here to assure you it's not. How do I know? Because her cleavage literally dances in the wind when she idles. What the hell is in those things, helium? So beyond her marketing, she can't possibly be that bad, right? She's got 4 job paths. Yes, I know, she did in DFO. I'll get to that in a second, hold your horses. But guess what? This is Elsword now. You play by Elsword's rules. 3 job paths, get it together. That segues nicely into every other thing she does wrong in this universe. She originates from the DFO universe canonically, where she is from their equivalent of a heaven, leading her to be referred to in Elsword as an angel from heaven. Subtle. Add to that the fact that she was supposed to be sent to Elrios and somehow ended up in Elysion, an entirely different dimension. Explain that one. And on top of all that, she doesn't fit into the story at all, and she doesn't even belong in the El Explorers. You could remove her canonically and the Elsword lore would actually be better off for it. And there is one more little detail I feel like is important to bring up, seeing as it was the reason I made you watch the Seal rant to begin with. Rose duplicates the moves of so many damn characters. If she were named after all the characters she blatantly overlapped with, she'd have a name as long as Picasso. Now, I know what you're gonna say. DFO, the game that Rose originated from, came first. It was created chronologically first, as were its characters, so that's what we had to work with. So to be clear, I'm not saying that Rose was created to copy Elsword's characters, because that's definitely not the case. The female gunner, because she's not called Rose in DFO, shares traits with many Elsword characters and did even before she was brought over to the game. But guess what? That doesn't matter. It's not the point. When you bring Rose over to your game, she doesn't get top priority. She doesn't get to squish the rest of the cast with her massive helium cleavage. That's not what you do. We already had Deadly Chaser, Tactical Trooper, Veteran Commander, Royal Guard, and Reyna. We didn't need another pistol user, another missile shower, another grenade thrower, another Gatling gunner, or another martial artist. I mean, you don't believe me? Let's take a look! How about the M137 Gatling gun? Looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Backstep? We've got a few complaints on that one too. Needle Sobat? Rising Shot? Spriggan? And yeah, that's 5 of Rose's base 8 skills. It's just as bad in her future jobs. I mean, look at Crimson Rose. She's more than obviously going to overlap with Crimson Avenger. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that they were going to ignore the game's flaws and bring in a new character. Hell, even one from DFO. Regardless, there are still so many niches they could have filled that didn't overlap with existing characters. Right off the top of my head, Male Mage. He'd balance out the male-female disparity and would bring a hell of a lot of new things to the table. He might have a skill or two in common with Aisha, but even his skill set, yes, the skill set of a mage, looks unique enough that I think he'd be a really freaking cool character in his own right. And guess what? He doesn't have 4 job paths. I mean, fair enough, he's only got 2, but there's ways around that. Everybody, I am just so sorry. Rose's solid gameplay mechanic is not enough to make up for all of this. I know that she has a reasonable fan base in North America, although nowhere near the likes of ads, and it does pain me to say this, but I will not be making any more content on Rose. I won't be covering her job paths, and I won't be doing a Let's Play of her. I just can't. I played her for a bit, jumped her to level 40, and that'll be the end of that. So to all of you out there enjoying your Rose, good on ya, to each their own. Now, to balance out all that horribleness, I'm going to link the renewal videos in the end slate because they're at least a little bit more exciting than this depressing thing. Until next time, I'll see you later. So, aside from the mundanity of the X button and the fact that there's no skills past level 20, the gameplay is actually pretty good. Then you ask, why is this like washing pressure rig dynamite?